There are certain levels of authority that no matter how anointed you are, you can't command. God knows why he did it that way. No matter how powerful you are, there are certain things you can never move by yourself. So that there will be the principle of interdependence. It is in our oneness that we exercise absolute authority in this kingdom. Again, I say unto you that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that you shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. It said in verse 20, for wherever 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, it said, there I am in the midst of them. So Jesus mandated that we come together from time to time. And this coming together, apart from shaping our character, it has the potential for releasing powers that we cannot handle as individuals. If you study Acts chapter 12, the Bible said Herod stretched forth his hand and slew James, the brother of John. When he saw that he pleased the Jews, he went for Peter and imprisoned him. So we are not saying something happened to church member. You are calling the lead apostle himself has been in prison. So who is more anointed than him? They threw Peter to prison. That was when the church understood that there are certain powers that come from corporate ranking. What did they do? The Bible said, and they gathered together. Go to verse 4. And when they had apprehended him, they put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quadrillion. That's 16 soldiers to keep him, intending that after Easter they might bring him forth to kill him as well, just the way James was killed. Next verse, it said, Peter therefore was kept in prison. Nobody could do anything. It said, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church, not individual, unto God for him. The church had to, when the church is praying, is different from praying prayer. An individual can pray prayer, but when the church is praying, they are making prayer. It is cooked. You know why? The prophet is releasing his utterance. The intercessor is releasing his utterance. The apostle is releasing. So different flavor gather together. And what is conjured, God does not just answer. Emissaries are deployed from heaven. That is why before God answered, the Bible said an angel came down. And the moment the angel landed, he said the foundation. Because this kind of prayer does not solve the problem. It goes to the foundation so that it will never happen again. The foundation of the prison was shaking. And the Bible said the chains fell on their own accord. This is not, you don't need to lay hands. Individuals lay hands. When church make prayer, things happen on their own accord. Chains fell off. And the angel tapped him. Wake up, put your sandals up, move. Peter thought he was dreaming. He showed up, all the soldiers were dead. He walked to the first door. The door opened on his own accord. When he came to the gate leading to the city, even the city can open if the church pray. The gate of the city open. See, this is why we need to pray. When we tell people that church needs to pray, they say, forget, it's religious fanaticism. We are bigots. You don't know. There are things that can't happen in government except as we pray. There are things that cannot come into a territory except as we pray. Every city has a gate. It is the making of prayer that opens the gate to the city. The gate opened. It was after Peter got into liberty that he discovered he was not dreaming. All of this is gathering together. Gathering together. Why do you think witches don't joke with their gathering? They know the powers that are emitted when men gather. So gathering provokes authority, and then gathering affords us the privilege to be shaped. When you are alone loving God in your room, malice won't come. You won't know you have pride. You won't know you have intolerance, impatience, until you come to church. And then the person who is the head of the unit is supposed to be your nephew, and he doesn't know how to talk. And then he addresses you carelessly. And you now ask yourself, come on, if this boy is in my house, I will be his uncle. Are you crazy? Do you know who I am? You will want to slap him. You will want to kick him. Sometimes you even come. The person coordinating the group is an illiterate. If you were to interview him, his gate man position you will give him. But in church, he is acting like a spiritual man. Wear a funny suit and they say, you come by 3. Why didn't you come? Stand there and explain yourself. You are, really? What is going on here? And God will allow it. You know why? iron sharpened iron. If you, that part of you will not have been touched if you were in your closet. So it is when you came out that God began to use the weakness of others to show you your own weakness. So while you are explaining that this boy does not know how to talk, the situation is explaining to you that you are impatient. The situation is explaining to you that you are proud. The situation is explaining to you that you are intolerant. My people used to say those days that if you point one finger to somebody, three is pointing at you. That's what this scenario paints. So what it will do for you is that you will now focus on yourself and ask God to help you. So there are levels of transformation that you will never have except as you embrace the fellowship of the saints. This is why we can't coexist except as there is patience, except as there is forbearance, except as there is tolerance, except as there is understanding. And as we begin to master this fellowship, we will now migrate from gathering together. We will now come into one accord. Luke 24:49, gather together. Acts 1:14, they were in one accord. One accord now is not the building that keeps you together. Gather together requires a building to be together. But one accord is fellowship without wars. At this point, our minds have become one. We think alike. We pursue one goal. We pursue one purpose. And our fellowship must graduate to this level.
Thank you for watching this video. We trust you have been tremendously blessed. To get more messages by Apostle Michael Orokpo, kindly join our Telegram channel by following the link on your screen. Your life will never remain the same. God bless you.